Joking aside, what are the Calamar? Well, clearly they're mind flayers. Mind flayers reimagined for a more mature campaign. Because mind flayers are kind of goofy and jokey and silly. So the Calamar have much more in common with the Monsters the Amplitude from Alan Dean Foster's series of books The Damned. They have a philosophy, a purpose, and a desire to spread that philosophy and purpose. For it is correct, it is right, it is obvious. Once you understand the purpose, you will wish for nothing else in your life. You will become a follower, and then you will become another happy member of their great empire. So they will spread their purpose by any means possible, economic, negotiating, infiltrating into your society, or, at a very last resort, they will invade, bringing weapons of magic and thaumaturgy that you have never seen before. Horrifying weapons. But they do this with great reluctance, because, well, to kill a person is to deny them the purpose. Why would you do that? So they engage in war only reluctantly. But they are terrifying nonetheless. They look like mind flayers. They are 6 to 7 foot tall. They are 200 to 250 pounds. They have tentacles. They have bulging eyes. They are purple. But they don't eat brains. Because, let's face it, that's just silly. That really is silly. I mean, humans eat brains. There are societies of humans who eat brains. There are societies of humans who eat people. And you gain strength and honor and courage of your enemy from eating them. But we don't go around labelling humans as people eaters. Oh, they're the horrifying people eaters, all of them. No. Some humans have a reputation for cannibals, and some degenerate lost tribes of Calamar eat other beings, and are cannibals in that sense of the fantasy world tradition. But not all of them are. And the civilised members of their civilised societies definitely don't eat brains. They don't have to. They don't need to. They don't want to. So they don't do the brain eating thing. But other than that, they pretty much are your bunk standard mind flayers. But they want to bring peace, order, prosperity to you. Occasionally they'll do that at the point of a sword or a spell. But they will bring it to you peacefully if they can. They will introduce themselves. They will show you how you can run your society better. How you can order it better. For they are lawful if you adhere to the concept of alignments. They are very lawful creatures. Are they evil? Well, they want to replace your way of life with their way of life. Because their way of life is better. It is superior. They are managing a multi-world empire, and you have only several hundred square miles a keep, and can barely keep your peasants in check. Well, that's proof enough that you definitely need their system, not yours. And so they'll introduce it to you. And if you accept them, maybe, hopefully, you'll be a nice little cog in their giant imperial apparatus. Probably no longer a lord. Maybe they've found someone else in your kingdom who's better at that. More suited to administration. Someone who actually knows how to organise and get things done. Because let's face it, you were just the descendant of the biggest murdering bastard in the last few centuries. It's hardly qualifications to run, well, a farm, let alone a kingdom. So you'll be shuffled off into some other duties. Since you probably are a big murdering bastard, you'll probably find service in their military and find happy, productive life, fighting in whatever wars they have. And they do fight a lot of wars. They are, even though they despise conflict is brought upon them. And because of the size of the empire, well, there's always conflict somewhere. They are more like Victorians. They know the system is right. They know the system is better, and it is their mandate to bring it to you, whether you want it or not. So this does make them the enemy. They are fearsome. They are nasty. They are ruthless. And they cannot be stopped just by topping the head leader like you would do some mad priest or insane wizard or maniacal despot, because they are a system. They are an organization. They are a philosophy. How do you fight a philosophy? You can kill the current proponent of it, but they'll just replace it with another person. Their emperor is replaceable. Their captains are replaceable. Their generals are replaceable. Their ships are replaceable. And they have more. They will keep on coming. They will invade you like the Europeans invaded the Americas. They will drop colonists off. 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000 a month. They will go on. Introducing they will settle where you are not. And then you'll have to deal with a new, to your eyes, a new kingdom that has just sprung up in the last 10 years or so. 300,000 people. Where did they come from? Well, they were dropped out of the sky. If they travel through the astral, through the void, through that space between worlds, and they travel in ships. Giant ships, powered by their creatures. They're collections of brains that live independent of them. For the Calamar are part of a life cycle. A life cycle unlike mammals, or reptiles, or birds, or any other creature you are possibly familiar with. They are one part of the life cycle. They are the motile They are the motile phase, the bit that moves around. The other phase sits in a giant pool of collective intelligence. Every now and then, this very rarely, because, well, they need some disadvantages, that's why aren't they taking over your world now? Very rarely, they will spawn a new motile Calamar. These Calamar move around, they share ideas, they talk to each other, and eventually they return to the pool. Or they return to another pool, and thus they ensure that there is some genetic drift, there is some exchange of information, both of the mind and of the body. And that's how they breed. It's not like you or I. So they're not out to steal your woman, they're merely out to steal your mind. Maybe that is why they're called mind flayers. They don't suck your brains out, literally, and eat them. They change you from within. They show you, through their mind, a better way. New ideas that cause you to challenge what you believed. And so, after a mind flayer has had its way with you, you will be a different person. Not yourself anymore. Possibly a better person. Possibly a worse person. Definitely a more ruthless person. The Calamar are certainly ruthless. Don't get me wrong there. They are the bad guys. Just scary bad guys. Bad guys you can't just fight with a sword, or a laser, or a spell. But they are bad. They want to change your entire way of life. They want to overturn everything and reorder it in the way they see is best. And that might mean that you might end up a cobbler, not an adventurer, or a shoemaker, or a butcher, or a bookstore owner. And someone else gets to go out and do all the fun, exciting stuff. That's terrible. That's your life. That's pretty much your life. You'll be happy, but, well, I won't have any exciting adventures anymore. So that is what they want. They are an ideology, a purpose. And you should fear them, because, well, they still get all of the powerful magics, they still get the good fighting ability of a mind flayer. They don't have a reason to come out and molest you and tell you to stop. They are the Calamar, and if they are not there already, then they are coming.